Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Maybe Monday.
Maybe Monday.
Whatever day.
Whatever day.
We're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Maybe Monday.
Maybe Monday.
Whatever day.
Whatever day.
We're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here.
Hey, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here. I think they're here.
Hey, hey, and we're live. We're live. Hey, hey, we're live. Hey, we're live. Hey, hey, we're live. Tag somebody and press the share. Hey, we're live. Tag somebody and press the share. Hey, we're live. Tag somebody and press the share. Hey, we're live.
We're live.
We're live. Hey, hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to God's God Jokes TV. We are your hosts, The Gates.
Hey.
I'm Portia.
And I'm Jamal.
And you can follow us at God's God Jokes TV on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. If you're watching on Facebook, you know what? Tag somebody and press the share.
Please.
Yes. And you can follow us individually. I'm at Portionality.
And I'm at Jamal Rich Comedy.
And we've got a great show for y'all today.
Sure do.
We've got all kinds of what? In the headlines. So much has happened. So much to talk about. And so we're here to talk about it. We've got from RBG to Breonna Taylor and Slade. We've got some pandemic updates. We've got all kind of things to talk about today. So we don't want to belabor the hour or the half hour. We want to just get into it, okay? Let's get into it. So,
Let's talk about it. Today's theme is in the headlines.
Yeah.
And you actually had the opportunity to have a conversation called The Politics of Jesus earlier this week.
Yeah, sure did. So over at Trinity United Church of Christ, shout out to Pastor Moss and everybody over there. Love y'all. At Trinity United Church of Christ, I was a part of their young adult ministry Bible study. Their associate pastor to young adults is Reverend Tyrone McGowan, who's actually one of my colleagues from YDS and from Morehouse. He went to Morehouse when I was at Spelman, and we were at YDS, that's Yale Divinity School, at the same time. And so he called me up and was just like, hey, you want to do this Bible study with me for the young adult ministry? And I was like, sure. And he's like, we're doing the Apostles of Jesus. And I was like, sure, like, dope, right? I was really excited. The Politics of Jesus is a book by Aubrey Hendricks, and it really goes through literally the politics of Jesus, but not just like white Jesus, right? The politics of black Jesus, okay? First of all, Jesus is black. Okay, Jesus is black. Like, let's just get that through folk head, right? Jesus is black. He is a Palestinian Jew. He is, a carpenter. He is, state sanctions, death penalty, all of that, right? So Jesus is a black man, like from Nazareth. And Aubrey Hendricks really situates black Jesus and the understanding of Jesus as black, and understanding the politics, right? Not just preaching what Jesus, about Jesus, but preaching what Jesus preached, and the work that Jesus was involved in caring about social justice and caring about those on the margins, and also talking about the difference between conservative whites and liberal whites, right? And so he just goes through over either 9 or 10 chapters. I can't remember if the book is 9 or 10 chapters. Either 9 or 10 chapters long. He goes in about the politics of Jesus and how we need to call a thing, and we need to call it out. Actually, we're going to talk about B. Slade's new song, Change, which is doing a whole lot of calling out. But we're going to get to that a little bit later in the show. So Aubrey Hendricks really talks about these things, about the politics of Jesus. So check that book out. It's a great book. You can check out that episode that I did, that broadcast that I did with Trinity United Church of Christ. It's on their outlets out there somewhere. And so, yeah, look it up. Check it out. We had a really great conversation.
Oh,
it was a little bit over an hour. We could have went all night long, honestly. And it was such a rich conversation. And he asked me phenomenal questions. And we looked at the text in Luke, where Jesus says from the book of Isaiah, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to preach the good news to the poor and to, set the captives free and the year of the Lord's favor. So all of that. It was great. I had a really good time. Yes. I spoke my truth.
It was a really cool, realistic, thought-provoking conversation. So you guys need to check that out. Like she said, Trinity United Church of Christ Facebook page. Check that out. Really cool conversation. Go back, watch it, enjoy it, learn something. Cool.
Learn something.
Yeah, I learned something. So everybody's gonna learn something. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Yeah,
I had a good time.
But yeah, that's our update. Since it's going from the politics of Jesus, transition into a fan favorite segment here on the show, in the headlines.
Yeah.
And something we didn't talk about last week. Something that affected you deeply.
Yes.
It was the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. RBG, the notorious RBG. If you know anything about me, I always say, since being married, my name is Portia Williams Gates. 2 last names, no hyphen, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Coretta Scott King. Literally. And now, RBG has passed, and I really, appreciated her and loved her work and loved the impact that she had on my life, just as a woman in politics and a woman in law. I thought I was going to have a law career at once upon a time.
She's not just a woman in politics and a woman in law. She's a pioneer.
Pioneer. She was already a legend before she got sworn in.
Exactly. She's fought for the rights of so many people and paved the way for not just women. I know people tend to label her as a feminist pioneer, but she's done so much for women's rights, for sex discrimination or gender discrimination, I should say, LGBT rights. The rights of everybody. Anybody who needed an equal playing field, she fought for them.
Yeah, I really, really respect RBG. And, there's some people who are criticizing and say, well, she didn't really have a lot of black clerks and stuff like that. I mean, you can go on and on and on and people can poke and say things, no one's perfect, but she definitely, her legacy will stand for itself. And she has done so many incredible things. And we will miss her. I'm very sad and disappointed that, she didn't get a chance to vote this person out of office. But you know what? I believe that we will carry on the work that she so diligently strive to do.
With her passing, it makes this election even more important.
Oh my goodness.
We have to make sure that whoever replaces her is the right person.
I know that's right. Let me tell you something. Since we're on the campaign, I wish, we got one responsibility, right? We got to vote. Okay. Yes, we know that. And even though, yes, we need to go vote, I still don't think that these candidates are above critique. I'll just put that out there.
Is.
And I just wish, JB would be doing a little bit more. JB is Joe Biden. So I need JB to do a little bit more than what he's doing. I feel like he think he got this in the bag. He's trying to swag it out and just have it in the bag. No.
Try.
No, you actually need to earn this. Being the least worst candidate is not how you win. No. Don't use that, right? Don't be mediocre just to win. I feel like he actually needs to try. He ran 3 times already?
Yeah. No.
And didn't
no matter how much better you perceive yourself as being than your opponent, you still have to run on your principles at the end of the day. Because that's what matters. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for principles. We haven't had that in a while. And we want it. We're looking for it. We're not desperate for it. We're kind of, maybe, I don't know. But we want it. We need it for this country.
Yeah. Anyway, get out and vote. Election time is rolling around really, really quickly. Yep. And speaking of election, you know why it's important to vote? It's important to vote not just for the president, but it's important to vote so you can get your attorney general, correct. Yeah. Right? The attorney general, your district attorneys,
even your local comptroller,
your comptroller.
Yeah, anybody who's an elected official in your community actually impact your community and have way more influence on what changes in your community.
See, the reason why I said a general attorney general and district attorneys. The reason why I say that these people who are oftentimes appointed by elected officials, the reason why we need to be voting for the right people in office who appoint other people in office, so we don't have situations like what happened down in Louisville this past week. Okay, so down in Louisville, something very shameful happened. Shameful. Shame on you, Louisville.
Yeah.
And if that daggone district attorney was not the DA, and maybe we had someone a little bit better in office, just because he's our skin folk don't make him our kinfolk.
Not at all.
Up here, didn't even mention Breonna Taylor's name, not once in his remarks when giving the non-charges and the stinky indictment for they said that the point is the DA, remember what he announced?
Oh, it was like
I'm losing my words.
Either way,
he indicted the officer who careless
endangered is the word.
That's it.
Use. Endangerment.
Wanton endangerment. That's it. About, yes, endangerment. Because he shot and blindly could have hit and harmed the neighbor. So you mean to tell me a white neighbor? So you get indicted for almost accidentally hurting a neighbor, but you don't get indicted for actually murdering Breonna Taylor. Shameful. Shameful. Just shameful.
Shameful. Doesn't make any sense.
Shameful. And here's the thing, right? You have people who, fail to indict these officers. But then on the other side, on the liberal side, you have people saying, well, respect and protect Black women, and Black women deserve better. Okay, I hear that. And at the same time, yes, but who are the people holding people accountable to protect and give Black women what we deserve? A lot of people preaching protect Black women ain't protecting Black women themselves. Because they probably done hurt, harmed, or caused danger to another Black woman and ain't telling the truth about it. That's a whole nother situation. So this whole, oh my gosh, Breonna Taylor didn't get justice, but we need to protect Black women. It's like, but you're also a part of the problem, right? You're also a part of the problem. In the name of progressiveness, don't be a part of the problem.
Right.
Don't be a part of the problem in the name of progressiveness because you mad, right? I'm very upset that these officers were not indicted, and I am angry. I'm very angry. As a Black woman, I am angry. I am not an angry Black woman, but I am a Black woman who is upset that the justice system has failed her. Again. After we are the ones who built this nation on our backs.
Facts. And in the same light as, I just want to say, don't be that person who gives up and stays silent. Because there's a lot of people I've seen on social media say, well, what do you think was going to happen? And they just kind of throw it up in the air and just leave it be. And it's like, no, you have to keep naming your frustrations on these issues.
Yeah.
And you have to keep fighting and voicing and showing up and voting and doing all of these things. Because if we stay silent, the moment we stay silent, these things are going to absolutely keep happening. And just because you raised your voice and it did happen again, doesn't mean that if we have to be silent at all.
We don't have to be silent. And you know what made me really upset was they paid out her family, Breonna Taylor's family, $12 million. When that payout came out, I was like, wait a minute. The city is paying her parents, her family, $12 million. And we don't even have the charges yet. And so I kind of knew then, I was like, something ain't right. Then they announced a curfew on the day that they were going to announce.
Oh.
Right? They were going to announce, and they had put a curfew in place. And I said, why you got to put a curfew? Why are you putting a curfew? And I knew, and I really wanted to be shocked. I really wanted to be surprised. I really wanted to see something different happen. And granted, no, I'm not surprised. Granted, I am very disappointed, but I had hope.
Yeah.
I really had hope that all of what, and I have mixed emotions back too, but all of what people were doing down in Louisville would have made an impact. I know it made an impact, but I mean like making an impact on the decision that came to pass. It's very disappointing. And the DA is very good. He's mentored by Mitch McConnell. Like, that's his mentor. And so it's just kind of like, wow. It's wow. It's really, really sad. It's bad enough that, very early on, I was saying how I was very upset that Breonna Taylor was not trending the way that Black men were trending. I was very upset and I was very disappointed. It's already enough of a struggle. It's like, at what point, like you asked the question, what does a Black man got to do to see old age? I want to ask the question, what do Black women have to do to feel loved, protected, safe, and appreciated? Like, what is it that, you look, you're about to get emotional, sweetheart. Like, I'm serious. Like, what is it going to take for us to feel loved, protected, and appreciated, and secure? I feel protected and appreciated by my father and by my husband, but I can't say the same for my employers. I can't say the same for colleagues. I can't say the same. I don't always, as a Black woman, I didn't always feel safe in spaces, where I felt like Black men should have protected me or not inflict harm on me, or not even put it places where they abuse or exploit my gifting, right? I feel like Black men in particular, white men just don't treat us well, period, full stop. That's what it is. But I would appreciate if Black men valued us like we value us. Not just my husband, not just my father. Showing up for Black women still matters. And Black women shouldn't be the only ones showing up for Black women. And granted, we have learned to show up for ourselves. So I feel like I just spoke a whole lot. And I know we got more show, but I just had to air that out,
No, speak your truth, babe.
I am.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, look, it's something that needs to be said. And it's something not everybody is saying. And we have to keep saying it until everybody at home believes it.
Not even just believe it till they do something about it.
Exactly.
Because it's one thing to say something, and it's another to do something, and there's another to hold people accountable to the same standard. And I can't tell you how many times just in life I've heard so many empty words go over sacred mahogany pulpit desks of just how people want to quote Malcolm X. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, but you treating sisters bad. Like, yeah, but you're also a jerk. Like, yeah, but you're not paying people right. Or, yeah, but you're, fill in the blank. Because people act like sisters and Black women don't talk.
Right.
Because we do.
Right.
Like, hello. And not to say that grace isn't offered to people. And I'm not speaking about a specific, individual or anything like that. I'm just speaking collectively here. The shoe fits, wear it. But, it's just like we just want to feel loved. We want to feel loved in society. Yeah. We want to feel loved on our jobs. We want to feel loved in our homes. Like we want to feel loved, respected, appreciated. And we want people to be held accountable to how they treat us. That's all we saying.
That's all.
That's all.
Black men, as you feel a way about your white friends, how they interact with you and how you don't like the microaggressions that you deal with as you interact with them, assess yourself and ask yourself, how are you acting out those same microaggressions towards our Black women? And that'll put that in perspective for you.
That's good, babe.
Hold yourself accountable first. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So, some unfortunate news. Yeah, what's going on with Miss Rona? Coronavirus is getting real.
Yeah, this week we've reached a milestone in the pandemic. Not a positive milestone, but a milestone nevertheless. they've reached a total of 200,000 deaths so far this year due to coronavirus. Sad.
It is sad. So to everybody who's been impacted by COVID-19, we're thinking of you. We're praying for you. We hold you in our hearts because it's really, it's sad, and it's heartbreaking. And shame on folk for not wearing masks. Please, and not socially
wear
distancing.
Your masks. It is, as someone who works in an industry where I'm constantly around people, and to see people walk into an establishment and walk into a retail store, or to walk into a restaurant and then just like you have to wear your mask to get in. That should tell you, like, first off, I need to keep this thing on, right?
Hello.
Because if I can't if you can't get into the club without your ID and then throwing your ID out the window when you get in, it doesn't make any sense because you still got to buy a drink. So it's just like this is your gateway. This is your key how you gain access to the things that really aren't that essential, and you want to spend your essential time buying all these non-essential things. So, as you go into a store or a restaurant or Starbucks, just keep your mask on. If you can't breathe, tough break. We get it. It's hard to breathe in a mask. But these people are at work, working 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-hour shifts in a pandemic, in a job that's not essential, and they have to work all those hours straight with a mask on because you want to buy something that's not essential with your essential time, and you can't spend the half hour to an hour that you're there shopping with a mask on. It's baffling. I can't wrap my head around it.
Oh, you talking like you know about something, baby. Yeah, I feel it. Are you speaking your truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that really bothers you. I can tell.
It's like, okay, you can't breathe, right? Neither could George Floyd. Okay, I'm not going to take it there. But you can't breathe behind the mask, right? But at the same time, we don't know where you coming from. You don't know where the workers are coming from. But they came to work because they're healthy and they want to earn an honest living. If you pull your mask down and let's say I catch something and then I bring it home and I have a wife and kids at home waiting for me who depend on me to earn this check.
We don't have kids.
We don't have kids. Hypothetically. And waiting for me to bring home this check to provide for the family because, a lot of people lost jobs, a lot of people on unemployment, and they don't have the extra unemployment assistance like they had during the quarantine. So now people have to go back to work, right? So I'm earning this check to bring home to my family. If you take your mask off and I end up bringing the coronavirus back home with my check, then it's you potentially killed somebody.
Oh, well.
With your hot breath.
With your halitosis.
With your halitosis. You killed somebody with corona and halitosis. It's not right. Like, why put someone else's family? You don't know. But why put yourself at risk like that? Like I said, you don't know who you're interacting with.
It's negligence. It's negligence. To leave your house without a mask is absolute negligence. It's a basic human courtesy at this point. I mean, it's not much. It's not much to ask.
At this point, it's a sign of disrespect to walk into a store and not have your mask on.
Or to be in proximity to another human being, like with your body up on people, and you don't even know your test status. Like, come on.
And I have people walking really close to me, pulling their mask down to ask me a question, which defeats the whole purpose. And then, oh, so you're not going to help me? No, I'm not going to help you. If you ain't got a mask, you can't ask.
If you ain't got a mask, you can't ask.
That's my policy. I'll walk off.
The caucasity.
But I digress.
We digress. But you know what? Since we're calling it out, we doing a whole lot of calling it out like it is. You know who else is calling it like it is? The artist formerly known as Tone, currently known as B Slade. Yep. Let me tell you something. Tell us about B Slade, Jamal.
Oh, B Slade, like my beautiful wife has said, B Slade was a former gospel singer. He decided to not conform to the gospel genre anymore because he felt like it was too much confinement to what he ultimately wanted to say and sing about. And recently, he has released a song called Change, where basically he covered every headline we talked about and all his frustrations. before we started the show, we were talking about it, and Portia said, "Look, if truth is I'm tired." was a person, and if it was a song, this was the song.
This is it. This is truth is I'm tired of options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where
I'm
are
all
you?
churched
I'm
out.
all churched out. Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me read some of these lyrics.
Oh Jesus!
So the song is called "Change." It's on YouTube. You can find it. "Change" by B. Slade, Slade, B. Slade. Please go listen to this song. B. Slade, goes through this litany. Says, "I had a vision, 4:20 in the morning, thinking of my little sisters in mourning, struggling with realities, normalities, holidays ain't the same. Everything's changed." No, he goes through artists, no Prince, no Michael, no Andre Crouch and the Disciples, no Walter, Edwin, or Daryl Coley, no Whitney, no George Michael, my Lord. He says, "Toys R Us gone bankrupt. Guitar Center went bankrupt.
My God.
Everything from my childhood's missing, man. Man, I swear it's such a messed up feeling, man." I said, "I hear you, sir." He said, "I'm not mad. It's a simple observation. I'm not sad. It's not a celebration." I said, "My Lord." What else he was talking about?
Oh,
he
man,
said,
the church just ain't the same.
"Oh man, church ain't the same. Gospel music ain't the same. R&B, it just ain't the same. But y'all keep telling me it's the same. But I ain't feeling nothing. And I don't want to reach up and grab it. Shot fires get the ducking. Always knew they were up to something." Then he goes on. Oh my Lord. "This is why I wrote this song, because I know I'm not alone. What are we doing out here? What are we out here saying? Yeah, what are we out here doing? What are we out here saying? What are we out here doing? What are we out here saying? Come on." He talked about being authentic. He talking about no mask wearing, mailbox wrecking, racist folk. Let's go. I had a sense of that. It's a family show. And then he keep going. And he said, "Tired of talking about changes, tired of going through changes, lie after lie, change. Republicans and the Democrats, prime ministers and the bureaucrats, senators and the aristocrats, HBO and Cinemax.
All y'all."
He said, "Film the babies in the cages, babies dying in the cages. I ain't forgot about the cages. And if you did, then you a racist. Come on, B. Slade. Come on, B. Slade. Call it out like it is. Call it out like it is. We've been indoors for a year and we heading for another year." He said, "Lysol for cologne, high interest student loans. Well, living in a pandemic, calculated and systemic. Come on, Tony." Oh, B. Slade, I know.
Same person.
I know, but listen, call folk by their name. Yeah, B. Slade, Tony. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. But yes, go hear the song for yourself.
Right.
Please go hear the song for
B.
yourself.
Slade, "Change" on YouTube.
It's so good. It's on YouTube.
If you've been feeling everything these last few months, he sums it up perfectly in that song.
So go check it out. Make sure you follow us at Guys Got Jokes TV on Instagram. Make sure you follow us individually. I'm at Portionality.
And I'm at Jamal Rich Comedy.
We have enjoyed y'all as always. And if you're on YouTube, give us this video a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with somebody. And if you're on Facebook, tag somebody and press the share. We'll see y'all again next week. Love y'all. Peace.